Well, here we are after 3 weeks since our last Virgin Voyages update. There has been so much happening in the world of Virgin Voyages with the launch of Brilliant Lady, the 4th ship in the fleet. I'm David from VV Insider, and we've been lucky enough to go along to some of these exclusive launch events to see Brilliant Lady for ourselves, see the new spaces, see the new shows, and try the new food. And this very special version of the Virgin Voyages Insider Update is going to cover the Brilliant launch week in detail. But in the world of Virgin Voyages, the news never stops. So we've got some more important updates from across the fleet and across the company to tell you as well. So in this Insider Update, I'm going to take you on Brilliant Lady's launch from Portsmouth all the way to New York City. I'm going to tell you how you can go on a virtual tour of the brand new ship and see all those brand new spaces as well. We're also going to take a quick look and highlight some of those brand new shows and entertainment on board Brilliant Lady. We also have news of the confirmed dates for the Comedy Festival in 2026. The brand new Sailor app is now available on Android phones. There's a brand new happenings cast on Valiant Lady. There's been some updates to Wi-Fi pricing that I want to tell you about. And to top things off, I want to tell you about two very special celebrations that both Virgin Voyages and VV Insider have been having over the past couple of weeks. So there's so much to cover, so let's dive right in. VV Insider is the #1 resource for the latest Virgin Voyages info, guides and news. From picking the perfect cabin to booking dining, or simply just making the most of your voyage and saving money while you do it, VVinsider.com has helped thousands of sailors around the world sail smarter. Support our work by hitting subscribe and stick around to hear how you can get exclusive perks by booking directly with us. So the Brilliant Lady launch started off in Portsmouth on the 18th of August. Brilliant Lady entered Portsmouth Harbour on Monday, the 18th of August, to be in place for some exclusive launch events that were happening in the UK, and also to set the scene for her inaugural journey across the Atlantic for the Friends and Family voyage. For those that have followed along with Virgin Voyages in the past, you'll know Portsmouth as the very first port that welcomed Scarlet Lady when she launched post-COVID for sailors back in 2021. Invited media and first mates from across the UK were welcomed on board on the 19th of August to get a preview of Brilliant Lady's brand new spaces like the newly designed Roundabout, Draught Haus and Athletic Club. We were also able to get our first look at the new cabin type, which is the Slightly Smaller Sea Terrace. For those that don't know, this new cabin type offers 2 hammocks instead of 1. One thing we were told by the team is that these new hammocks have been specifically engineered for this cabin type, and they're designed specifically for sitting rather than lying down, because of course the space on the balcony is limited. The balconies in these cabins on Brilliant Lady have been reduced slightly to allow the system for the lifeboats to bring them in, which uniquely means that Brilliant Lady can pass through the Panama Canal. If you want to see these cabins for yourself, we have photos and videos of the new cabin type over on VVinsider.com. One thing we also noticed on this preview event is that there are new dining options available in the dock and the dockhouse. The dock and dockhouse menus offer Meze style dining throughout the afternoon and early evening. New things you'll notice on the open fire grill section of the menu is a new trumpet mushroom dish, monkfish with pesto and tomato, and beef kafta skewers accompanied by radishes and cucumber. This does replace the goat cheese polenta, the Spanish octopus, and unfortunately for me, the hanger steak I love has been replaced with that beef kafta. The new full menu is available at VVinsider.com. If there's something on the menu that you'd love to try, or if there's an old favorite that's not available on Brilliant Lady, like my hanger steak, do let us know in the comments what you think. When we were on board at the preview events, we were able to get an exclusive walk around tour of the brand new ship. Luckily, we were able to do this at a really quiet time on board, so you can get a real uninterrupted view of the brand new spaces on board. We have a full walkthrough video tour, but we've also captured some fantastic images of those new spaces as well, including a few hidden items that we noticed that you might not see on the walkthrough video. So make sure you go on VVinsider.com and have a look at that all-important article. A couple of things you'll probably already be aware of by now if you followed our channel before is a newly designed roundabout space, including a new draft house as well. And these spaces in person are absolutely beautiful, and the seating is so comfortable and really great for working at sea, and I can attest to that personally. There are also tons of brand new spaces to sit and relax around the roundabout as well. We've seen this become a really popular place for people to sit and relax throughout the day and throughout the evening. So expect to see the roundabout on Brilliant Lady become a lot busier than the roundabout that are on her Four Sisters. We also got a great look at Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, which is the new Spanish-themed restaurant on board, replacing Razzle Dazzle of old. Something we noticed in person at Rojo by Razzle Dazzle is that although it looks really clean and contemporary when you zoom out and you look at a video of the space, when you're actually there in person, there are really rich details to every single part of the interior. So I invite you to, when you go to Rojo yourself, have a really good look at all of the tiles and textures when you get in there. It's a really beautiful space, and actually the photos and videos that you see of Rojo by Razzle Dazzle don't entirely do it justice, so make sure you have a really good look when you go and visit yourself. One thing we also noticed on board Brilliant Lady is that we have erroneously reported that Inky the Octopus on Brilliant Lady is black. In fact, the colour of Brilliant Lady still remains a little bit of a mystery. It's either dark grey, which you can see in this picture of Inky the Octopus here, and also dark grey is the colour of the Brilliant Lady dessert that's served in the galley as well. We've noticed touches of gold and yellow as well, including the pin badges that are given out by the Happenings cast. So for now, we're going to go ahead and say that Brilliant Lady is represented by two colours, one being dark grey and the other being yellow. There are so many things to cover on Brilliant Lady, so I'm going to invite you to just go and have a look at the tour, but I'm just showing you here a couple of pieces of new artwork that can be found on board Brilliant Lady as well. So make sure when you step on board, you have a really good look for all those differences and changes. One thing we were able to do on these preview events was have a look at the brand new entertainment and events offered on Brilliant Lady. Now this is actually where Brilliant Lady really differs, because all of the entertainment is brand new on Brilliant Lady, apart from Dual Reality, which has been ported over from Scarlet Lady. Now, although we haven't had the time to write about every single brand new show that's offered on Brilliant Lady, we have managed to find the time to write about two that we particularly enjoyed during the preview events. The first one being Up With a Twist, which is the new supper club cabaret style variety show that is shown in the Manor. This show is super immersive and it's performed by a cast of characters with a huge variety of performance styles and talents. The show itself sees the Manor transformed into Lady Valentina's Emporium of Excess, which is dubbed as a lavish jazz club with a cast of characters that offer unique experiences and performances throughout the show. This show is a ticketed experience that costs $50 per person on board, but that cost is well worth it personally for the show alone, but also you get a fantastic exclusive dinner included with that as well, and you also get served 6 cocktails along the way. If you want to see a full menu of what's served alongside Up With a Twist, we have a full menu available for you on vvinsider.com. Just go across to events, click on Up With a Twist, and you can read all about it. One of the other shows that we've written about this week is called Murder in the Manor, which again is performed in, you've guessed it, the Manor. This is a 1980s style whodunit type story, which isn't taken too seriously because it's a comedic caper that follows the story of the mysterious death of Sheena, a huge pop sensation that died one night in her celebrity manor. And now it's left to her sister Jenny and a cast of characters to try and figure out what went on. In Murder in the Manor, you're going to meet a colourful cast of characters that all have their individual talents and variety acts. And it's through these acts and interludes that we learn more about the mysterious circumstances that led up to Sheena's demise. Again, we have a full guide and clips from the show available on vvinsider.com, so head over there if you want to get a sneak peek at all of the action in Murder in the Manor. Now, in the midst of the Brilliant Lady launch week, there has been some other Virgin Voyages news as well, including the confirmation of the dates for the Comedy Fests in 2026. One of the Comedy Fest voyages will take place on April the 11th, this time sailing from New York to Bermuda, with an overnight stay on the island. If you prefer a UK-based Comedy Fest voyage, that leaves from Portsmouth on August 20th next year, with a visit to Bruges, Amsterdam and Hamburg along the way. What began as a one-off event back in 2023, the Comedy Fest has become a really popular mainstay in the Virgin Voyages calendar, so we expect to see more of these types of voyages, possibly annually for both sides of the Atlantic, stretching far into the future. Speaking of itineraries, Resilient Lady's 2027 summer itineraries have just been announced. Resilient Lady again will be based in the Mediterranean, visiting Italy and other Mediterranean ports. She will begin her journey from Miami to Europe in May 2027, where she will be hosting the solar eclipse voyage, departing from Spain and heading to ports like Tangier and Morocco. One thing we did note with this itinerary release is that we did expect to see a Portsmouth sailing in 2027, but there's yet to be any announced. So we'll be keeping an eye on this and we'll keep you posted when we see one. Now this one came as a little surprise for us. We did not expect to see the new Android app until later this year, but the new Sailor app on Android has launched into the Google Play Store or anywhere else you get your Android apps. This launch means that both iPhone users and Android users can use the new Sailor app experience now. It's also been confirmed to us that Shake for Champagne is now available on the new Sailor app. When it launched back a few months ago, it didn't launch with this functionality, but now you can shake your phone and order champagne just like Virgin Voyages intended at the very beginning. Now it is worth noting that they are testing out this new Sailor app, so the old Sailor app is still available for those that need it. So if you're struggling to get the new Sailor app working, simply use the old one or vice versa. It's been noted that the old app will be retired once the new app is confirmed to be all up and running with all the features that it needs. And some news for those that are traveling on Valiant Lady later this year or early next year. And that is the announcement of the 10th Happenings cast for Valiant Lady. This new Happenings cast will see Sophie take the lead as the hostess. Sailors might recognize Sophie from around the ship before, as she was a principal vocalist or the unicorn on board. You might have seen her singing already in the Untitled Dance Show party thing, or if you've attended It's a Ship show, she was also the principal vocalist there as well. But now Sophie takes the helm as the hostess and we wish her the best of luck. Also joining this cast is Anastasia the Diva. Anastasia actually already has a Virgin Voyages connection because her drag mother, Dixie Crystals, is actually on board Brilliant Lady as we speak as the diva that brought Brilliant Lady to New York City. So we can now say that half of the Virgin Voyages fleet is under the House of Crystals. We know that Anastasia is thrilled to be on board Virgin Voyages, and we know that her mother is so very proud. A few other notable entries includes Abel the Gamer returning to the cast, Chris the Charmer, a fan favourite from the 4th Resilient Lady cast, and also Andre the Hype returns to the cast as well. For more information about the rest of the Happenings cast and for those all-important Instagram links, head over to our article on vvinsider.com, which introduces the cast in full. Expect to see this new Happenings cast on board until the 28th of February next year. There's been a small update into the cost of Wi-Fi on board. For those that have sailed on Virgin Voyages before, you'll know that Wi-Fi is included in the cost of your fare, but this is for basic Wi-Fi. If you're wanting to do anything more like stream videos or work from sea, you will need to purchase a slightly different package. The change here is specifically for the work from sea Wi-Fi package. This one is required if you want to do things like video calling or use a VPN on your devices. The new pricing structure means that if you want work from sea, you'll pay $50 per day for your first device and then $25 for each other device. You can connect up to 3 devices at once. Alternatively, if you just want to buy it daily, you'll pay $60 per day for your first device and then $25 for additional devices per day. There's also been a little update for those with Deep Blue Extras loyalty status. If you want more information on that, head over to our article on vvinsider.com where we explain everything in full. Now, as ever, vvinsider.com has compiled a list of all the best offers that are available across the Virgin Voyages fleet right now. And that's in our Sail and Save Offers article. If you're ever hunting around for this article to get the best prices, whenever you're on vvinsider.com, just go to the menu and click Offers, and you can see all of the current available offers on Virgin Voyages. This is where you'll always find the least expensive way to sail on board one of the Virgin Voyages ships. And this week is no different. We've highlighted a few amazing offers, including the $109 sale, which includes a huge list of itineraries. So I really encourage you to head over to vvinsider.com to take a look at all those fantastic prices. Now, this summer was truly a time to celebrate for both Virgin Voyages and VV Insider. And I'm going to start off selfishly with us. VV Insider actually turned 2 on the 26th of August. It's hard to believe it's only been a couple of years since we had that crazy idea to start putting some of the knowledge and information that we have in our heads about Virgin Voyages online and start sharing it with the sailor community. And what we have now is the #1 resource for all of this information. No doubt if you've ever searched for anything on Virgin Voyages, you probably find that most of the time we're the only people that have that information, and that just comes from the real love and passion that we have for this brand. We were doing a little audit of how far we've come, and we've amassed 465 different news articles about all the happenings and goings on across the Virgin Voyages fleet. We also have over 200 pages of guides, events, and venues on board the ships. We've also helped hundreds of thousands of sailors calculate how much bar tab they need before they get on board, and hundreds of thousands more sailors to check to see if the cabin they've been assigned is going to be noisy or has a hammock or has a metal balcony. And I know we do make it look easy sometimes, but putting together this incredible amount of knowledge takes not just us, but also the sailor community and the first mates as well. So I just want to thank everyone for contributing to vvinsider.com and making it the experience, the website, the YouTube channel it is today. If you want to help support the work that we're doing and keep us going for another 2 or another 20 years, then make sure you are subscribed to our channel, you subscribe to our newsletter on our website, and of course, the #1 way that you can support us is by booking your next voyage with vvinsider.com. If you head over to vvinsider.com/book, I'll tell you exactly how you can do that, and also the exclusive perks you'll get for doing that too. And if you do decide to support us, you won't be alone. We're always thankful when sailors come up to us to thank us for the work that we've put into VV Insider over the last couple of years. One very notable one happened on board Brilliant Lady very recently, where Sir Richard Branson himself came up to congratulate us on the work that we've done on the website. Certainly a moment I don't think I'll ever forget. Of course, the best way that we can return that thanks is to continue going and getting all of this fantastic information out to our Virgin Voyages sailing community. Now, we didn't want to take up too much of Sir Richard Branson's time because he was very busy launching Brilliant Lady in New York City. The Brilliant Lady New York City arrival was an absolutely spectacular event, which involved the ship sailing by the Statue of Liberty and staying alongside as news helicopters and media circled the ship. The sailors on board the exclusive Friends and Family voyage were invited to come up on deck to help start the celebrations. Sir Richard Branson himself made a few appearances around the ship as the ship was being filmed for this incredible PR event. The cast and crew of Brilliant Lady were also asked to join the celebrations on the top decks as well. And then the real fun started. The vocalists from across the different shows on Brilliant Lady made an appearance to sing an exclusive melody of New York themed songs, with some special Virgin Voyages and Brilliant Lady touches thrown into the mix as well. This got the crowd started and ready to go as Nimal, the CEO of Virgin Voyages, and Richard Branson himself made speeches to kick off the Brilliant Lady celebrations in New York. The sailors, the cast, and the crew of Brilliant Lady had all been practicing a Queen song called Don't Stop Me Now, led by Astrid Jorgensen, who had recently appeared on America's Got Talent to lead the crowd in what had been described as a pub choir, singing this song with the cast and crew and Virgin Voyages executives to really kick off the New York arrival with a bang. Once this was all over and done with, there was a huge pool party, which saw Richard Branson himself being the first to jump in the Brilliant Lady pool to finish off the celebrations in style. He was then joined by the cast and crew and most of the Virgin Voyages executive team as well. It's so wonderful to see this team that have worked so hard getting Brilliant Lady to where she is today really celebrate and finally let their hair down. Having seen and experienced Brilliant Lady for ourselves, we can see that the celebrations are well worthwhile, and anyone who's booked to go on Brilliant Lady is going to have the most fantastic time. Well, thank you for sticking around for this very special edition of the Virgin Voyages Insider Update. If you'd like to support the work that we're doing here at vvinsider.com, head over to vvinsider.com/book to see why I'm so confident in saying the best way to book your Virgin Voyage is to use vvinsider.com. Brilliant Lady's mermaiden voyage is underway now, and we're so excited to see what happens during that very special voyage. And don't worry, if you follow VV Insider, you'll be the first to know. So until next time, happy sailing.